Alrighty then, morning guys. For our Wednesday stream, figured we get to some micro chapter 22 bright and early, 11:30 on this fine Wednesday, June 7th. So, don't really need any stream test. It seemed to be fine the last few times, and Alucard and Grimm have brought our chat to life as of the Lovecraft tale last night. We got to a couple parts of the thing at the doorstep. Let's continue on for some micro chapter 22. Take a look at other good things as they arrive, but for now, some exciting times with good Diablo 4, other music, and good Macbeth rehearsal. The run through tonight. Then we have a few days for main show before Tech Week starts at the end of the weekend. So, looking forward, and we'll get to a lot of micro next week because it'll be a full Tech Week. No main show, but we'll probably, if not finish micro, definitely get a solid few chapters. Probably just about finish it if we don't get all the way. But more likely to finish it, I feel like. We left off. I'd like to blow away a mouse, Johnstone said. That would be fun, Tellius grunted. I just don't want to meet a fucking Skolo, Johnston added. That is where we left off, chapter 21. Everything looking good enough. I could stream test with a tablet, but I think we're fine. Wi-Fi and all has been consistent, so IRL stream at least good. Mobile stream's a bit trickier. Do a stream test periodically, but especially out next week. We'll be back to main show for the next few days anyway. So for our Wondrous Wednesday, hopefully everything steady and stable, but feeling confident enough. And if not, we can always reread the chapter, but should be good. Let's take a look then. Chapter 22, near Station Bravo, 29th of October, 6 o'clock p.m. The 6 surviving students picked a rise of higher ground at the base of a small tree. At this spot, they wouldn't get flooded out if it rained during the night. The tree was an ohia, and it had gone into bloom, shining with red blossoms, which glowed in the evening light. We should make a palisade, Peter said. They gathered dry twigs and stalks of dead grass. They split the twigs and grasses into long splinters. They jammed the splinters into the ground, side by side. This formed a wall of sharpened stakes surrounding their campsite, with the points of the splinters facing outward. They left an opening in the palisade just wide enough for a human to slip through, with a barrier of stakes around the opening in a zigzag, to make the entrance hard to penetrate. They continued to work on strengthening the fort as long as there was any light to see by. They dragged dead leaves inside the palisade and used the leaves to make a roof over their heads. The roof would give protection against rain and would also conceal them from the sight of flying predators. They spread leaves on the ground under the roof, too. The leaf bed kept them up off the ground, which was a constantly squirming bustle of small worms. They cut the lightweight tent to make a flat tarp out of it, and they spread the tarp on top of the leaf bed to make the surface dry and make the bed a little more comfortable for sleeping. They had made a fort. Karen brought out her spray bottle. It was nearly empty. She'd used most of it during the fight with the ants. It's got benzoquinone in it. If anything attacks us, there's a couple of shots left. I feel much safer now, Danny said sarcastically. Rick Hutter took the harpoon and dipped the point in the jar of Curare. He leaned the harpoon against the palisade, ready for action. We should stand watches, Peter reminded them. We'll change shifts every 2 hours. There was the question of whether to build a fire. Stranded in the wilderness, night in the normal, you would build a fire to drive off predators. Those flowers. God, yeah, a little bit. The situation in the micro world, Kamol summed it up. Insects are light. If we could draw predators meters away, we do not use either. It meant night in total dark. I turned into night, was drained of color, fading into grays. We also have nice puppy micro reading today. a real animal. This is a virtual animal. A real animal. First ones we've had on plenty of virtual animal other things, but actually a real live animal as they come. Bioengineered, not virtual, related real animal for the thing. That is pretty. And special star. They're humans, but animals good too. Pretty fun. Okay. Let's see. They hear a pattering voice coming close. A sound of many feet over the ground. What's that? Rose in a quick air. Delicate Anne wandered past the cave where Daddy Long, also called Harvest, eight-legged creature, and spinely, impossibly long. The point of view of the legs spanned 15. The body of each was an oval notch on the legs. Sported to the creature of the terrain, legs around, things to eat. Giant spiders through his teeth. Karen King. They're billions. What? They're others. They're harmless. Daddy Long. Poisonous. No, they are. Karen snapped at him. Have no venom. Fungus and decay. To try to think Daddy Long legs to me of the micro world. Arachnol that. Rick. The legs moved on. Of their pattering feet. And filled the forcing tide. Sounds of the form different. Whole new set of creatures coming out. It's the changing of Karen King's dimness. It will be hungry. Didn't see one another. The night advanced, rose up and grew strong, distant swirl. From near, screeching, booming, tapping, whistling out, growling sounds. You feel vibrations runs too, communicated by or on it. Didn't understand. They curled up next, while Amar Singh took the first watch. Harpoon, he climbed the roof of the fort, where he sat bolt, listening and sniffing. The air was thick. Eyes smelling best. It's all to me. Began to wonder how to smell anything. Their bodies had been a factor of 100. Presumably, this meant atoms in their body 100 times smaller. If so, how could the tiny interact atoms be able to smell anything? In fact, they shouldn't anything. How could they breathe? Could the tiny hemoglobin in their red blood cells, giant oxygen molecules in the air, breathe? Paradox. The others. How atoms in our interact with the norms of the world around? How could we say? How could anything in our blood manage to hold? We should. No one. Maybe have had an answer. Maybe Peter said. Anagen doesn't understand technology very well. Rick had been thinking bins. He inspecting his arms, looking for. So far he had. Micro bins are caused some mismatch of atoms. Maybe something the interactions of atoms in our bodies, large atoms around us. Mike crawled over him. He plucked it off his shirt, not wanting to hurt them. What about bacteria? We have trillions of them inside us. Shrunk too? Had any idea? Went on. What are super tiny bacteria in this ecosystem? Maybe the lens. Rick. A silver had brightened the fort. The moon and was climbing high. A long, eerie, booming echoed through the forest. Oh. Mike, what was that? Said. Owl, we're here. Frequency. Sounded again. Treetop. Sounded like a death threat moan. His lethal presence above them. Beginning to understand what a mouse said. And then a pair of wings crossed the camp in total silence. Be a prey to catch. Interest in any micro-human. Wrestling shook them. The ground heat. There's something. Danny cried. Feet. He lost the ground, began to, and he began back and forth of a heaving ship. The others scrambled up leaves, pulleys, while the earth groaned and trembled. Amar took up, raised it over his heart hammering, and he was ready to canoe it. The running up against the palisade. If they should flee, wait and see materialize. It appeared. A cylinder, eyes. Rises of the earth. Before it, screamed. The harpoon thrust at the last moment. It's just worm, guys, said, putting down. He wasn't going worm if he could help it. The gentle animal was just living in the dirt as a threat to nobody. The earthworm didn't. It withdrew, sliding back down into the earth, and it traveled on. A bulldozer, a wall, and shook. Enjoy the last ahead and stream test. We are indeed not. We will, because kind of silly to be reading myself. It is for it to make sure it is loading. Jones ad. Yeah, crap. Last night I had 8 ads for the last. Then I refrained. Oh, the ads. I could. I mean, I don't Indiana Jones trailer, but what is now? Okay, loading. Let's see. Yeah, we have the sound alert notification. Big break in the chapter to for a moment. Hopefully, yeah. Usually it works. Chrome isn't as good on. I mean, it seems to be Safari. So far, actually do use Chrome when loads. So worth it. Okay, yeah. Okay, micro chat with the 17 minutes to see the broadcast. Yeah, I mean, it's Discord or such. Yeah, it's a little. The Discord broadcast is totally mobile. Even if there was like my phone, I mean, you can only have Twitch once, one thing at a time. Management yet, I mean, but just got India there, and we'll be good. Stout Marseille. Let's see. Calendars last night and the last 3 seconds ago. Pay 1, 2. I can hear myself, but it can't. Why can't I see? Dango, open it. Yeah, okay, but I should be able to. It's usually the deck stream test is a little complications. I feel like yeah, we're so close, going all the way through. Just want to make sure it's really just a really kind of big deal. No, should be fine. And then hello. Let's see, train up people. Refresh. What's going on? It doesn't have any. Should be great, so I don't know about that. Oh well, Redland, let's get to later. Switching between Safari until we eventually get back. Yeah, it's fine, but Chrome is being raised to play, so I'll show you. Okay, I want to get back. Deciding micro. Some issue. Live chat, we won't have to do anything else to look forward. Yeah, I mean, the main thing is if you hear stable. But for some reason, it's on. Most fine. Let me check. Yeah, it's on the fine. And so, it should work. Where? I mean, the stream, it just. Before it did audio, see? It the stream, so I can't see it. That is very strange. I mean, it seems to be, and so far on this, our streams have been. I'm inclined to just be nice. Well, these guys are actually could down there, but I don't know if move, interrupt connection like different areas. So how about I just leave this in here? Move myself, and camera ways work the same. Areas fine. So let's check desktop, and if I see by itself, background noise. We will. Thing is working dandy as it should be. Save the tablet. It'll work. Give me one moment. It is not loading up either. Twitch itself, is just somehow. We should restart. Our safest bet to restart. Have a little confidence in it. The VOD is fine, the VOD being pick up where we left off on the next part. It should. No. Why it's having such the website just to load. I posted earlier, chatted with Twitch itself. Maybe something on the net. Restream though. Best bet to do.